guys and gals, welcome back to the channel where today we're going to show you how to change the rear shocks on your Mercedes GL. So this is the X164 model and it comes with ADS, so you need to check your vehicle to see if you do or don't require ADS. And basically you've got two nuts up here and then one bolt down here, and then you clip in this. Now it sounds pretty simple, but getting to the job itself is a little bit tricky if you want to do it right. So go ahead and walk through the steps of what you need to do to actually get started. So first, we're going to go ahead and take out the interior pieces so that we can access the foam that is covering the two nuts at the top of the shock. Then we're going to go ahead and pull the fuse that controls the active air suspension. And then we'll go ahead and remove the wheel and start accessing the shock from below. All right, so you can see here we've already started the disassembly process. You're going to want to go ahead, remove this, and then begin to start to remove this whole piece. Now, some people will pull this up and go down through the cup holders. We really don't recommend this because they're not standard clips. Once you snap and break them, you're not going to be able to get them back together, and there's clips on both sides. So some of them will pop up, other ones will just break. So you'll see some people going down through here. In my opinion, it's actually easier just to take the whole thing off, and then you don't even risk the damage and you have a much better access to your working area. But you go ahead and remove this whole piece, and then you can access your working area. So this is your working area. You can see everything's covered with foam, but our two nuts are actually down in here underneath this foam. So you can kind of shove your fingers in there. You can feel one down in there and one somewhere over in that area that correspond to the top of the shock. So we'll go ahead and we'll have to cut through this foam to access the two top nuts. All right, so you're going to want to come up to your engine compartment, the fuse box in there, and pull out this big 40 amp fuse that's right there. So once you've got your fuse out, this will disable the aromatic compressor, so you don't have to worry about that causing any issues while you're changing a shock. So we'll go ahead and remove our wheel. All right, so once you've pulled the fuse, you can go ahead and remove the wheel, and then you're going to want to get a 10mm socket to remove these two nuts. You can also pull out the 10mm down here as well. Once you've removed your nuts, you'll be able to see your shock here and have access. You just pull this back, and you'll be able to get to your leaking shock to replace it. You can see they've got the one bolt here, and you might be able to see two bolts up there that correspond to the two nuts on top. All right, so you can follow the plug down to where it connects down here. So we're just going to go ahead and unclip that, and then we'll start getting the shock out. As you can see there, we have disconnected it, so that's what that plug looks like. This one's pretty dirty, so we'll clean that up. It's held in, and you can twist that out and release it. So we got this unplugged here, and we just have to remove this part of the plug on the reel. So this plug comes with this slid inside there. So to undo it, you need to shove a screwdriver up in here, which will unclip it, and then you can slide it out and slide the new one in. All right, so now that we've gone ahead and disconnected the cable, we're going to go ahead and go up top and start cutting the foam so that we can access the top nuts. Here we are back up top, and you can kind of see through here that is where our shock comes out. So the nuts are roughly about here or so. So we're going to go ahead and just cut through this foam to be able to access those nuts. All right, so you can see down there we've got our size 13 socket on this nut. So go ahead and start loosening off the one down there as well, and then we'll jump down to the bottom. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get a size 24 socket and spanner to go ahead and start loosening this bolt. All right, so once you have gone ahead and loosened the bolt, you want to go ahead and jack everything up so that it is supported. And then we'll go back up top and remove the 2 nuts, and then we can remove the shock. So now we've gone ahead and removed the 2 nuts at the top, so we can go ahead and remove the bolt at the bottom and release the shock. So it goes through there. So here's our old shock. You can see top there, just like a new shock, except worse. So we're gonna go ahead and put the new one in the same orientation that this one came out. I'll try to show you guys up top there. You can see where it goes in. And then once you've got the nuts on, you can jack all this up and reinstall the bolt. So you can see here on the underside, so we'll go ahead, put that nut back on and torque everything to spec. So you can see here, this is what it looks like from the top with the new shock installed, and the foam just kind of goes right back together. All right, so now that we've got everything tightened and torqued to spec, plug this in and reinstall the wheel. All right, so you can kind of see there, that is where this is going to slide in. So you're gonna have your nub at the top there facing up, and then we're gonna slide it in. All right, so back in here, it's very hard to see, I know, but you're just gonna push that in with the nub up. All right, so once you have slid in this piece here, you're gonna go ahead and plug in your plug. All right, so now you can see we've got everything nicely tucked away and connected. And the new shock is all installed. All right, so now we'll just reinstall the wheel arch fasteners. All right, so now we've got our fasteners installed, we'll go ahead and reinstall the wheel. And then we will reinstall our 40 amp fuse. And now we'll go ahead and start the vehicle. All right, so once you've actually gotten your shock installed and the vehicle back on the ground, you're gonna wanna reinstall all of your trim if you took it apart. So basically, go over this real quick. You've got this piece that clips in there, and you've got this main big piece which goes down in the side, and then you've got your cover which goes on the side down there. So basically, you're just gonna reinstall it the way that you took it out, being really careful not to damage anything. All right, guys and gals, thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit like and subscribe, and feel free to share and comment below. We'll see ya.